So, one of the things that we're going to do in this class is to learn about digital community by working with partners. Those are still being shaped up. They're listed on the wiki, or not on the wiki, the Hackpad. We're going to get there in a minute. But the way that we're going to interact with the partners is through learning tools, making connections, paying attention to how we feel, and also this is a disembodied brain as well as a disembodied heart. I'm not sure why the brain is anatomical and the heart is not, but this is the way it ends up. And the way that we're going to, the things we're going to pay attention to in this are your ability to collaborate and express, your ability to reflect and discern, and your ability to have integrity and listen. These community partners, many of them do not have online presence. They haven't worked with the internet before. They haven't worked with anything that digital tools allow, and it makes them nervous. It's going to be up to us to make sure that they feel safe in what it is they're doing, and that requires a great deal of being humble and being present with them. Reflecting and discerning is simply, you're going to learn things that I didn't intend for you to learn. That's awesome. The world is wonderful. It's more your ability to notice that you're learning something that I care about, and your quest for learning more in any process you're a part of that I care about, because that goes beyond this class, right? And collaboration and expression, I think, is probably going to be strange in this class in that eventually, hopefully, you will all be taking notes together. You will be working on a team together. It will be very evident who is doing what on the teams. And if you haven't noticed, I am not good at writing, but I don't care how you express yourself so long as you get your point across. If you don't like writing long essays, that's fine. Figure out another way to express yourself that takes up about the same amount of time to ingest. If you like writing, that's also good. Just be good at it. Does that make sense? Okay? Alright, so as far as the tools go, we're going to explore some things. I don't know why it's cutting off the top of each of these images, but it's fascinating. Some of the things that we're going to look at are the skills that you already bring to the class are going to be hugely impactful on what the projects with the community partners end up being. We are going to, so if you know how to code, if you do crafts, if you're mechanical, if you enjoy art, like any of these things is going to be fine. We're going to figure it out together. Things that we are going to cover are mostly for our specific to the digital space and or how we collaborate together. So things like Lumio, which is a group consensus building tool. Intertwinbles is a organizing tool. OpenStreetMap is a way of defining your own space instead of a group like Google coming around and saying, well, this street seems to be named this, even though no one on the street calls it that. What's up with that? We're going to explore some of those things. And editing other people's video in a very easy way. As far as reflection and discernment, how would you say that? Discernment, that's the word. That's going to be in the ongoing blog entries, whatever else. As far as integrity and listening, this has to do with building a task list that you can actually manage to fulfill, right? We can be as glorious as we want in the things that we want to create with these community partners, but if you can't fulfill it, it doesn't matter. At the same time, don't do something super easy just because you know you can do it, right? Everybody good? Basic human things? Everybody all right? Dark room? All right. As far as collaboration and expression, we'll do things like building open budgets, so learning how to do a budget in a way that anyone can look at it, transparent accounting, community, right? It's nice that your community knows what it is you're up to. And we'll also be using something called Hackpad. But wait, before we do this, let's talk about collaboration, documentation, identity, expression, and consent. And I think I actually spelled everything on there correctly. Victory. When you are in other classes, do you ever post things to a public forum? Is it all closed to ground? So most of what we do ends up being in the open. Our mailing lists are in the open. How we handle everything is in the open. It tends to be my default mode is everything is open. In light of this, most of the things that go on the class structure, our digital infrastructure, will be open. And so make some choices about if you want to make a pseudonym, like a fake name, that you do your things under, and then decide what to do if you want to link it to yourself afterwards. Does this make sense? I want everyone to feel safe and to realize says how to feel safe, and I'll go to great ends about encryption and etc. If anyone ever wants to hear that, I doubt you do. But just be aware of what you're showing, and we can always go back and make connections later. But it's also important that other people who are not necessarily here have a chance to learn from what you're learning. So that makes sense? Questions, concerns? One.